All right, welcome back to the next episode of Tilton the Scales. I'm your host, Nathan Logan. I'm here with my co-hosts, Chester Fred Bowen III and Walter Hall. This is the 41st. Oh man, why do I always forget? 41st episode, correct. It should be easy to count, right? It's only we add one to the last one. I'll get it down eventually. I've had 41 opportunities to. I'm pretty sure have failed 40 times. I got the first one right.
You did.
All right.
If
So
you say
let's.
it confidently, we'll believe you.
Yeah, we'll go
There's
with
not
it.
a, there's not a number you can say that'll make me blink.
Yep.
I'm sure everyone else is. I mean, Facebook and everybody. There's no more fact checking, so it probably doesn't matter. So,
All gone.
uh, I do want to. We did hit a milestone. We're over 300 followers on Instagram, so I'm
Let's
pretty
go.
happy about that. All the other platforms don't really equal out though, so but I'm happy with the 300. It's moving along. It's only taken 40 episodes, but and again, eerily when I post things, it's weird how the algorithm works. Like I got a lot of hits on the dad joke last week. And for whatever reason, I posted the dad joke. That's a regular thing. I don't know why it hit last week, but anyway, let's go around the horn. How did Halloween go and everything else, and how's your week been? We'll start with you, Chet.
Sure. Halloween was great. Went out. Haley was her first time she wanted to go with her friends, so she did. And I think that was a little bit of a struggle for the adults because, it's like, okay, we're there now. Cameron was with us. Great times. The week went okay. Lots of stuff happening at work that just human beings and the variables there. We opened up a new physical office space. That was fun. And looking forward to
Ooh.
this weekend. Although I have and I think Wally, to your point, I have a criminally scheduled 8 p.m. flag game tomorrow night. And Sabrina's away with Haley for a cheer competition. And so Cameron, myself, and his friend, great kid named Owen, sleep over and all this stuff. But that's a late flag game. We'll see how that
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah, go ahead, Wally. Give us your week.
Halloween was great. It's a magical time here in Hill. Kids enjoyed it. We had a lot of trick or treaters. Just really nice. Nice, cool night. Like it was a beautiful Halloween night. Clear, bright. Had that crisp fall smell of the air. It was nice. It was really nice. I had a lot of fun. It's been the sports are starting to wind down. Field hockey's over. We're in the playoffs for flag football. The
Nice.
first game's tomorrow, so we'll see.
Go get it.
It's been a good week. Good week. Good week. I'm happy. I'm happy Friday's here.
Yeah, that's good. I'm happy Friday's here too. I'm glad your team made the playoffs. You are
Absolutely.
the coach or an assistant, which
I'm an assistant. I'm assistant, the
I
defensive
mean,
nice.
coordinator.
let's be fair though, Nate. If Wally's coaching the team, he's the coach.
Well,
Mm-mm.
I haven't
It's the
heard
other
him.
guy's team.
I haven't heard him ask for your plays, Chet. Your X's and O's on offense. I
I
mean,
actually
I'm
do have
wondering
a. Yep,
wondering why that hasn't happened.
me too. I have a legitimate playbook I put together.
You keep it on your phone and show the kids on your phone.
I actually have a binder.
And
Good boy.
he's built in wrist wraps.
Yep,
So
got
like
those. Those are
everyone
coming.
can see the call sheet.
Yep.
Like where's X going? What's X? What's my route? Like it's color coordinated and everything. Actually, I think they have that for like flag football like sets. Like when you buy them either online or in a store, it comes with wristbands for everybody with a
Mhm.
playbook.
Dude,
You call the plays. Yeah.
I'm not kidding. I do have it color coordinated. Like first option is in red, and then it goes if it's a pass play, and then if it's an option where Cameron says one thing or another, depending on if it's in a handoff or throw, got the whole thing. It's fun. The issue, of course, is that we've got half the team that really understands it, then half the team that's still struggling to understand it. So sometimes it doesn't look as good as you draw it up, if that makes sense.
So, Chet, for a receiver,
Yeah.
how many routes are in a route tree?
I mean, for one receiver,
Yeah, well, for any receiver, because let's say the receivers are every route
Oh,
tree is the same for anybody that's running a route. There
yep.
are how many routes that you can run? I'm quizzing you.
I don't know if you're asking me if they can run different option routes, but they can't. Like if
No, no,
it's literally
no. I'm
5 steps
asking you.
throw.
I'm asking you from the beginning of football, a wide
Yeah.
receiver will learn how many routes, and that completes the route tree.
Oh,
Meaning, let's say, let me use an example. There are 12 route combinations that a receiver will run throughout a game, and there are no other deviations, right?
I'm not sure that I get what you're saying, but I'm gonna go with it and say yes, you're correct. Route trees 27,000.
Yeah, I think you're
Okay.
overcomplicating it. You show kids a picture and say, "You follow this dotted line.
Yeah,
Go up, go over, go up, go over the other way, go up, go diagonal, come on back." Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, you just follow the dotted line, and then as they start to internalizing it better and have some success with it, then you can get more complicated. But I don't think you want to oversimplify it. You say you're this dot, follow the dotted lines.
Yeah, you're gonna run a hook, you're gonna run a post, you're gonna run a
Yeah,
go. They know their one route. And when I show them on the picture, I'm like, okay, Alec, this is you. You're gonna run the go. This is one's you. And they still ask, and I love it because they care. They're just like, so should I take like 5 steps in this top before I hook back? Or is it 10 steps on this one? Like, yeah, it's really, really simple.
yeah.
But Nate, what about your
I'm
week?
I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna Google it
What do
because I
we
think there's
what do
eight.
we go?
I
What do
think
we
there's eight.
go?
I think there's eight. Again, when I understand what you are both saying. Yes, you follow the dotted line. You run a go route. How do you teach them the go route? Like, I mean, that's a real thing. You can literally put it on a piece of paper
No.
and go first route, second, third, fourth, and how many do you get down the line before you run out of routes? You know what I mean? Like, route combination, route one is a go route. That's the easiest. You just run, right? And then route two is five and in, five and out, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, or an in or an out. And you already know that in and out is defined as five or three steps in or three steps out. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I
Anyway,
do.
I
Yeah,
guess
they're
I'm I
they're
guess
they're
I'm
way too young for
complicating this.
that. Yeah,
Huh?
I'd say I do know
Are
what
you
you're saying.
sure? Are you
Yeah, I mean,
sure?
if I say like do a drag, I might tell them take 2 steps and like cut in. Um, but they still need to know like in the huddle, like, okay, how many steps do you take to do this? Like they understand a hook, they understand a post, they understand a go, they understand a drag. They even understand like a reverse, fake reverse, quarterback pivot. They understand a bootleg, but you still have to explain it in the huddle like every single time. Like this is what's going to
Yeah.
happen.
No,
Yeah.
I don't expect them to know like I want you to run a post. And then, you come off the line on your eighth step, you cut to the left post if you're on the right side. Like, I don't
Yep.
expect them to know that. They're okay. There are nine routes in a traditional route tree: a flat, a slant, an out, a comeback, a curl, a dig, a post, a corner, and a fade.
Yeah.
The earlier they know that stuff, coaches, the better.
Nobody was arguing that. Nobody was arguing that.
Did I not
We're
ask the
just saying.
question right?
We're just saying we think you're getting a little too technical for the level of football that our kids are playing. Is you got to start with fundamentals. Catch the ball.
Start.
Run
Yes.
run that
Did
direction.
I ask the question wrong though?
I
No,
think
you asked it fine, but
Yeah, I think I was confused. I thought you meant per kid, how many routes do they understand or know? I didn't
No,
really see you were asking like from a
no.
standard perspective, how many route trees are there? I thought you were asking how many do the kids know? And I'm like, oh, they know one. Each huddle, they'll know one if I explain it to them.
Yes, yes, that is correct. Hopefully they know it coming out of the huddle. Shit.
Yeah, you'd be
Anyway,
surprised.
sorry. Sorry. All right, let's get started.
Wait, wait,
We'll
wait. What
start
about
with
your week? Talk about your week first.
my week was good, man. I did went trick or treating obviously with my grandkids. It was awesome. My grandson was a lizard. He had a full-blown suit on with like hand claws and shoes. Uh, so that was good. And then, I mean, I ended the week today with having breakfast with them and hanging out with them. And then here we
Nice.
are. Yeah, so it was a good week. Good week overall. I slept wrong or something. I don't know. It's been a tough week at the gym, but my neck is killing me. It feels like I was in a car wreck. But anyway, all right. So let's get started on the layup line. We'll start with the Pats. Barely squeaked one out. I'm gonna let I don't know who we start with, but whoever wants to start, go ahead and start with your synopsis of the game, how you felt it went uh, from beginning to
Je-
end.
Chester, after you.
Okay. Look, I will say this. Should have won that game handily, should have handled business. That I love that. I love the aggression going forward at the end of the first half. Obviously, don't love the result. Loved Will Campbell chasing that guy down after the fumble and taking him down and like not giving up. Um, but I do think it was good for the team to have that close of a game against a team they should have beat. And I think it has them primed to go this Sunday. We can wait to the end to make a pick for this Sunday, but I think that ultimately they played a tough game. How do you know the Patriots are back? When we're mad that they didn't win the right way. You know what I mean? Like last year, I would have taken a win no matter what. So I feel pretty good about it. But Walter?
Agreed. Agreed. I mean, yeah, an ugly win is still a win, right?
Yep.
And I think in the NFL, there's so many good teams, there's so many close games that you got to win ugly, and sometimes you string those together and you have a big season based on a handful of ugly wins mixed in there. That's the NFL, right? So it's nothing to apologize about that. But it did identify a lot of things we have to work on. We know we have to work on, but our defense down the stretch there was atrocious. Our secondary was atrocious. Um, Drake London looked like an absolute all pro. I mean, he's a great wide receiver, but
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, um, we got to be better. We got to be better defensively. We got to be better in the secondary. I know we'll probably talk about the lack of movement of the trade deadline in a little bit, but I was hoping to bolster that a little bit personally. We got the pieces, so it identified some holes. I think we're going to be just fine. I like the fact that it didn't that again that we faced the adversity and won. I think Drake May came up big when we needed him to, and it's okay for him to. He's still a second year quarterback, right? We're going to have the dips, and winning in spite of making the mistakes is again exactly what we want a quarterback to do. So nothing to apologize for. I'm happy with the win. I'm really excited for this coming weekend. I know we'll talk about that in a second too.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah, so our picks from the final score was 24 to 23. Our picks from last week, I went with a 28 to 10, obviously a Pats win. Uh, Wally, you went 31-13, and then Chet went 38-28. So all of us were wrong. However, we have none of us have predicted a loss. So we as many wins as they've won in a row. We're on that same streak. So we'll keep better track of that. But
No, no, Nate. No, I think you made the out of all of us though the prediction that would have made the most sense. Like without that fumble in the end of the first half, I do think it's closer to that blowout that you were talking about. Like I can see that.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I was definitely disappointed at that. We don't want to see Drake May, and to this point, he hasn't made those mistakes, or to that point, he hasn't made those kinds of mistakes. But that's an egregious error. You don't want to do that in that position. Like, just go down, take the sack, or get rid of the ball. Like, don't hesitate to do either of those two things in that position, especially in that time frame. So he's got to get better at that. I know he knows that. Overall, he was the same quarterback that he's been, with the exception of the two interceptions or one interception and fumble. But that fumble was super costly. Like, that gave them so much momentum going into the half and took a lot of wind out of our sails. I mean, Pop Douglas had 100 yards on eight receptions. I mean, offensively, we looked good. We were stagnant on the backside, obviously in the second half, but and our defense again, it's been stellar against the run. We held probably one of the one of the top five running backs to under 50 yards rushing. He still had 50 yards receiving, but uh, overall, we knew the secondary was terrible. Didn't think that Michael Penix was going to do what he did against us, but you know, he did make Drake London look like an all-world wide receiver. Like, but he made some tough catches too. That's what he everybody on that offense and defense gets paid millions of dollars for a reason. Uh, so glad we came out with the win. One quote that I got from Mike Vrabel's after post game press conference was he stated, "We're going to learn from winning so that we don't have to learn from losing." And the only
That's
reason why you say that, and the
yeah.
only reason why you say that is because they won. Like, you know what I mean? But like, we needed an ugly win, or even if they lost by 1 point, it would have been an ugly loss because you only lose by one because you have the two turnovers in those spots. So, but again, things are looking up, right? Had a couple injuries in the game. Booty was out early with a hamstring injury. Gonzalez was out about halfway through the, I think, third quarter. That had a huge impact. Hopefully, I haven't heard anything about their prognosis for
I
this
have
week. I think
they're
Booty's
both out.
okay, but I think
Oh,
Gonzalez. Nope, they're
Booty's
both
out.
out.
No, Gonzalez is in. Booty's out.
Okay. And yeah, so of course that hurts us at wide receiver, but I think, Kyle Williams needs to step up. We're going to see what he has to offer. Also, I love that, the amount of touches that Travion Henderson had. He looked good touching the ball, carrying it, catching it, coming out of the backfield. So I hope that continues. And is Ramondre, is he out again or?
Yeah, he's out this week.
Yeah, okay. So that hopefully a heavy dose of Travion again. Uh, Definitely looking forward to the next game, and we'll get to that. But yeah, definitely disappointed that they didn't do anything in the trade deadline. And I wasn't looking for a significant move. I was just looking for an improvement, and I would deem an improvement as bringing some bodies in the secondary to get some fresh meat in there. Some I don't know if it's new competitive nature. I don't know what it is, but it seems like they need some help. I don't know. At this point, I don't expect them to find their franchise corner, through a trade. But we have some money to spend in free agency. But we know there's an issue with the secondary, so why not bring in again some new bodies to see what we got, and then maybe they. I'm not expecting them to turn into a franchise player, but again, we need some help, and the only way we're going to do that at this point is to bring in some bodies, even if they're being cut or not wanted by the team that they're on. So disappointed that we didn't do anything. They did sign Brandon Rice. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Not that. Well,
Yeah.
Jerry Rice's son. So who he flaked out with San Diego or the Los Angeles Chargers, who is drafted by, but I'm not really sure why. That's a pretty
hey,
decent quarterback over there. He had a very good opportunity. I'm not sure what happened with that, but hopefully he, restarts his or resurrects his career. So, all right. Anything left on the prognosis of almost defeated, but squeaked out a win?
no, but I
Hope
will say that the trade deadline, I really wanted us to get that edge rusher from Cincinnati. I really did. I thought they were going to do it. I don't mind the signing of Rice. We signed a guy from Chargers once. His name was Rodney Harrison. That worked out okay. So I think
Did, yeah.
I'm hoping that something similar happens there. But yeah, the trade deadline was disappointing, but I don't think we can really judge it until after Sunday. That's why Sunday is so critical all of a sudden for a lot of reasons. But after Sunday, we'll see if they made the right call or not.
Yeah. What did you guys think about the moves overall? What do you think there's a move that was made that's going to be a again, playoff time is going to be a huge factor?
I think Indy getting Sauce Gardner is a big deal, a real big deal. That's a really good football team already. They added a shutdown corner. Uh, Boy, oh boy, I like that team heading into the playoffs right now. That's the one that really stands out most to me.
Yeah.
I love that Indy got Sauce Gardner. And I'm not going to argue that they're terrifying going into the playoffs, but I love that they got Sauce Gardner for what they gave up because that's good for the Patriots. Because I don't think Sauce Gardner is going to be the same all-pro guy that he was in the past couple of years. I mean, corners are, 2, 3 years. I mean, I want to see Gonzalez do way better than that, but 2, 3 years, and then it's kind of like they're okay. I mean, I think they gave up so much for him, and I'm so Patriots centric that I looked at that trade from that perspective. I'm like, great, thank you for giving away your picks for that guy
Yeah.
for a few good games this year, and then allowing us to be in a better shape, better than you the next few years.
Yeah, I honestly, I hope this is my hope. I thought that was a huge price for Sauce Gardner, but I hope that it was driven up by the Patriots or somebody in division
Yep.
wanting to make a run at him, and they drove that price up, and that's what Indy ended up paying for. I hope that we are in discussions at some point to try if he's on the market. Same with Quentin Williams. Like, there's no reason why we shouldn't be involved in conversations, to talk about what it's going to take. And I hope that we were. You guys might hear more with your ear to the ground, closer to the situation, but I hope that we were involved with some things and we at least drove the price up because we were interested and it just didn't fall in our
So
direction.
what people are speculating, I don't know if there's any truth to this, is that because it would have been in division, that the price would have been substantially higher for the Patriots than it had been for other
Yeah.
teams,
Yep.
Yeah.
and similar with the Miami guys. So, I mean, drive the price up maybe, or just too expensive for us to dip our toes in because of the premium, the interdivision premium.
Yeah. I did think even somebody like Jalen Phillips, who again, I look at everybody that that the Eagles picked up. Like,
Yeah,
every
from
one of those
Miami.
dudes would have helped us and would have looked good in a
Yeah,
Patriots uniform. Like,
yeah,
at a minimum, we're adding depth. Again, like, injuries are gonna happen. We've been fairly lucky with injuries thus far,
Yeah.
so it's part of the game and they're gonna happen. And we need to build depth at a minimum if we don't think we have it. And I don't think we have it on the defensive side. And that's probably going to be our Achilles heel is, having somebody that's crucial on the front line, whether it's offense or defense, honestly, go down with a injury for a substantial amount of time. So that's
Yeah.
life in the NFL as well. So, but
yep.
again, we should be building depth. I don't think I don't have a lot of confidence in, our depth at this point.
No,
Definitely not in the secondary.
the depth is a problem. I think that I'd like to see them. I'm not saying Stephon Gilmore is Stephon Gilmore, but like just get someone so that in case something happens, you have an experienced guy who at least knows, he understands how to
Yeah.
communicate to the defense. I'm with you, Nate. I think just a couple of depth players. My guess is that Gilmore is probably still asking for big time money, and that's why he's not signed because no one's going to give him that at this point. But I'd like to see us get him, like I said a couple of weeks ago, even on as a running back, like get Zeke. Why not? Like, just it must be that he's asking too much money. Is my point. Like they know how to
Well,
communicate. They understand what they're doing out there.
yeah. Yeah, but at the same time, well, again, if he's asking for more than this year, then that would be the problem that I would have with that. But
Yep.
we're $50 million under the salary cap. So, like, we don't get any of that money back at the end of the year. Like, it doesn't help us. Well, it does us no good to be the team that saved the most. Like, spend it. Like, you spend it
Yeah.
on depth. Find
Yep.
somebody out there that's a free agent that is ready to go and bring them in. Like,
You certainly have the
the
revenue, right?
contract the contractual agreement, the wording would state at what or for what reasons would we not be responsible to pay you the entirety of the contract, so bring them in as hourly employees. Look at it that way. And like, if they
Right.
don't make it, like, you know, uh, I don't know.
No,
There's
you
smarter
screwed them.
people
You're
than
making
me that
sense.
work. There's smarter people than me that work in that organization. So I would think that that would be the
Yeah.
priority again.
I've also seen the job they've done bringing in free agents this year, and clearly this is an organization that's done their due diligence and has done their homework. I'm happy with who they brought in, so I'm going to operate under the assumption they're doing their due diligence and they have an understanding of where these players are versus who they have in their system and weighing the pros and cons accordingly. So I have faith in them yet. 7-2 doesn't happen by accident.
No,
Of
it
course
doesn't.
not. Of
It
course
doesn't.
not. No.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so this week they play against Tampa Bay, a matchup against
Oh.
Baker Mayfield. Uh, the the offense for Baker is kind of beat up. He's missing his best wide receiver. A couple of them actually, Godwin and Evans. So he's
Mhm.
working with practice squad guys that are playing on the NFL field on Sunday. So I think regardless of that, even if everyone played, I still believe we have a chance to uh, to to get out of Tampa Bay with a victory. So it is in Tampa Bay. Am I right about that? I believe so.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be 82. Nice, warm weather down there in Florida. We'll be ready to play, all warmed up. Right now, it's the Pats are. Well, I think I put this on Wednesday, maybe. We're favored by two, or sorry, we're 2.5 point underdogs, and the over under is 48 and a half. Let me make sure we're still there with that as well. What's your prediction, Wally? I'll let you go first. I usually open my mouth and say it first, and I steal your thunder. So
No, I mean, I'm really excited about this matchup. I think that the Buccaneers have a solid defense, right? I think they're one of the top rated defenses, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Mhm.
Specifically with getting to the passer.
Oh, that reminds me also, just kind of offhand, I forgot to mention, that Atlanta was the number one pass defense in the league going
Yep.
into Sunday.
Yep.
So, I mean, again, we did very
Yeah,
well against them. So, anyway, sorry, go ahead.
agreed. I think it's going to be a good battle. I'm excited. I really do like this Tampa Bay team. I like Baker Mayfield. I like their defense. I think he's a scrappy quarterback who I really enjoyed watching his time in Tampa Bay. Um, so I think it's going to be. I think it'll be a good game. I'm going to say we squeak out a high scoring affair, 32-28.
32-28. I like that. Chet, what you got?
So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get to the quarterback without necessarily overshooting on their like bringing in blitzes and things like that, and that scares me a little bit.
31-28. Sorry, 31-28. I apologize.
You
My
were saying
math was
The
wrong.
math wasn't mathing or what? Like they
Math
need a
wasn't mathing in
safety?
my head.
They
wasn't
need a
mathing.
31,
safety to
31.
get 32
Yeah.
or
All right,
Yeah, I don't,
31
I don't, I don't
minutes.
want to bank on the safety. I apologize.
No, I think we know Drake May's for real at this point. It's just will he have one of his better games or one of his off games? Given the Patriots have done better on the road than at home so far this year, I feel pretty good about that. But I still have to stand by. Uh, I can't do it. Like I physically can't say what I really want to say. So uh, I'm gonna say Patriots 28, 28-21. Like no field goals. They're just going to go for it. It's going to be a couple of fourth down conversions, I think, maybe both sides. But I'm looking forward to this matchup because if we could find a way to beat them after beating Buffalo, watch the fuck out. And then if we lose though, it's going to give everyone everything they need to say we're not real this year. And that's so I'm to Wally's point. I cannot wait to watch this game.
Yeah. Well, we're 4-0 on the road, so I want that to continue. So I'm predicting they're going to be 5-0. I do think a monsoon's going to come in. It's going to be heavy rains, and we're going to win 10-7.
All
No,
right.
I'm
All right,
just
let's
kidding.
go with it.
I'm just kidding. Did you guys see that Thursday night game? That was terrible, man. Did you watch any of it? 10
Oh
to
yeah.
7
Not
on a Thursday night. That was not
I saw
worth
the score.
anybody's time. That was terrible. It was high winds in Denver. I'll admit it, but
Oh,
it
I'll say
looked
this.
bad for both quarterbacks. So
I was watching that game, right? Only because I was waiting for one of my best friends in the whole world, like a brother to me, to show up and just talk to me. He didn't. So I
Never showed.
had to watch the whole thing.
apologize. Well, at least you got the whole thing in. Well, sorry. What was your score, Chet?
I think I said 28-21. Like I think it's going to be straight up touchdowns. Yeah.
Can we
All
stop with the
right.
Bo Nix Drake May comparisons now, though? Can we
Yes, we
stop?
can. Yes, we can. For God's sake.
I mean, yes, we can,
By the way,
obviously, but
Sabrina just pulled in, so I'll be back. I don't think it'll be long. I think she's going to go right to bed.
Okay.
okay.
Be back soon.
All right. So for me, I'm gonna go with obviously the Patriots, but I think we'll I'm gonna go 21-14. 21-14. Think I think it's gonna be their defense is fairly good. The
Yeah.
offense is going to score some points. Again, Drake May, he is who we know he is. There's 9 games out there of tape on him, and he's still completing 75% of his passes. So I don't expect that to discontinue unless, again,
Yeah.
some elements come in and cause some other things. So yeah, I'd say 21-14. It probably might even be 20. I'm going to go 21-17. They'll get a field goal in there somewhere, but I hope we score more than that. But I've been over. We've all been overblowing it actually, but
But we
yeah,
haven't been
that's
wrong. We just got
no, we
score
haven't been
wrong.
wrong. The good thing is none of us has predicted a loss, so I don't think any of us should either. But imagine if we had done a before the season started, done a game by game win loss, just straight up like
Yeah.
we
Well, I
none of
mean,
us
look at
would have
our.
predicted this.
No, we would not have. But I tell you what, I think we would have been more optimistic based solely on the strength of the schedule. We played some terrible teams this year. There was no reason to believe we weren't going to be competitive in the vast majority of them. Would we have predicted a Buffalo win? No. Would we
Well,
have predicted
no.
a impending Tampa Bay win? No. But here we are.
Yeah, you're right. But I also think some of the teams that they have turned out to be terrible that we've played were projected to be pretty good. So prior to anybody playing a game, I think we would have
Like
predicted
who?
some of the wins. Atlanta, probably. I would have
Do
guessed
you think
that.
Atlanta was? Do you think Atlanta was projected to be good?
Yeah,
I don't know.
preseason. Yeah, they were preseason.
Yeah,
They
were
were
they?
hyped up. They were hyped up most like everybody else. But again, I
I
just,
think they
the
thought Bijan
Raiders.
was going to produce.
Yeah, Bijan. Yeah. Anyway, that was just a thought. All right. So we got our predictions done. With that trade, is Indy the favorite to come out of the AFC, or do you think that's Kansas City? What do you think? You think the Patriots got a shot to come out of the AFC, win their division? And
I think a little bit of yes to all three of those questions. Let's take them one by one. As it currently stands, yes, Indy should be considered the favorite. That's a tough loss. Who did they lose to last week?
shoot, good question. Let me
It
check.
wasn't.
Let me check. Go to the next question.
Um, do I think the Kansas City should be favored? I mean, yeah. Until they lose, they should probably. They're the reigning AFC champs. They're the ones that are in there year after year after year. So yeah, until they're knocked out, they should be probably considered the favorite, or they have a legitimate argument to be considered the favorite. Um, they're one of those teams that they just need to make the playoffs. Right? We've all said that they just need to make the playoffs. If they make the playoffs, they're dangerous. But as it currently stands, gun to my head, it would be Indy. Having said that, do the Patriots have a chance? Yes, of course they do. They're 7-2. If we
Yeah,
continue
at
with our
this point.
trajectory in our growth offensively, any one of those three teams could come out of this conference.
So we're talking, are we talking Super Bowl already?
The question was,
No,
is Indy the favorite in the AFC to come out of the AFC to go to the Super Bowl, or is it Kansas City, or is there somebody? Do we have a chance to win the division and potentially not me. I'm not even going to predict Super Bowl. I just want them to make the playoffs. But Wally, to answer your question, they played the Steelers
Yeah,
and
and
they
they're not that
lost to the
good.
Steelers. Yeah, the Steelers are
Okay.
not that good. No, no, they should have. The Colts should have won that game. It was in Pittsburgh though, so
Um,
Pittsburgh's tough at home, and their defense is getting health. Steelers' defense is getting healthy, and they're getting better. That's the scary part. Uh,
yeah,
so
I know.
yeah,
I stick with Kent. Sorry, did you answer it yet, Nate? Sorry, am I
nope. Go
interrupting you?
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. You're up.
I wasn't sure if you were going or not, but I do think I stick with Kansas City because for 20 years everyone tried to like put the Patriots down. Like we're not going to make it. We're no good. I remember Nate Burleson on Good Morning Football going, Patriots, it's not this year. This is not your year. Come at me. And then they went through Pat Mahomes and he went through Jared Goff, and that's when they won their last Super Bowl up to this date. So um, I think is if Kansas City is in the tournament, they got to be the favorite for the AFC. But to the question about whether the Patriots have a chance, hell yeah, they do. Like we're just building every single game, you're building confidence. That's why I think this Sunday again is so exciting. Like I can't remember the last time I've been this excited to watch a Patriots game, except for no, I can't remember the last time.
You don't remember the last time,
I'm
huh?
excited. I'm excited at like a 98 every single game, but I'm at like 100 for this one on Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, if the playoffs started today, obviously the Patriots would be in, and they'd have a home game. So, and they'd have an opportunity to. And conversely, if the playoffs started today, Kansas City would not be in. So,
Yeah,
they're against the clock. Like they need to win more than probably anyone that's even being considered favorite. So that could take a toll on them. And they're in a tough division. I mean, again, as
they
bad
are.
as the Denver Broncos looked on Thursday night, they're leading that division.
Mhm.
That's the crazy part. They're leading that division, which includes the Los Angeles Chargers. The hapless Raiders, of course, are at the in the basement in that. But so of course I'm optimistic we're going to make the playoffs, and I'm hopeful that we'll stay healthy until we get to our bye, and then come out of the bye on the later half of the season and still be healthy.
Mhm.
That's a huge plus. So. I'm looking forward to seeing the sustained health on both the offensive and defensive lines. Uh, so again, I sent. Did you see that meme that I sent about T-Rex, Wally? Your favorite tackle?
I
No?
didn't see it.
Oh, Will
No,
Campbell.
what did it say?
Yeah. It said statistically he's the best offensive lineman in the game right now
Yep.
as a rookie.
Because he is.
So
So
I don't. I just read something on ESPN right now. Let me read you this statistic. Oh, I closed it out. It said something about like his pass block win rate is like 83%, which would have put him in over 50th in the NFL, which is really not good. Drake May's taking some shots and getting
mhm.
sacked a lot when we're dropping back. They're doing well run blocking, but we're not doing well pass blocking. And Will Campbell is not doing well pass blocking. I love him and I love his game. And I love what he brings to this team. We've got to get better as pass blockers.
That's good. I'm glad you brought that up because that's why. So when I sent that, I said it was a Facebook post and it was a meme, and I said, I question mark, right? That is Facebook still not doing fact checking? I'm like, because I think he's definitely outperforming most of his rookie counterparts, but yeah, he's got some room for improvement. I mean, you can't give up. You can't. I don't know where that statistic came from, but I don't think you can give up 5 sacks in one game to one player and be the number one tackle in the game. Like, but
He didn't give up all five of those sacks. He
he
gave up two of
Miles
those. He
Garrett
gave up
moved
two of those
around.
five. Yeah,
Okay,
No,
Miles
Miles
Garrett
well.
Garrett
moved around.
always moves around. That's
Yeah.
I
that's
didn't.
that's
I don't
Miles
think he
Garrett's
had to
game.
going up against a rookie. Like just
Yeah.
keep coming at him. Like that's what I thought. But yeah. Anything else you want to talk about on the NFL side with the trades and all that crazy stuff that happened before we move on? Final
Yeah.
thoughts.
Just go Pats, man. I really want to see something awesome happen this Sunday. And if it doesn't, I'll be heartbroken. But if it does, it'll make my week. I'm just looking forward to the 3 hours that we get with Tony Romo and Jim Nance, might I add.
Yeah.
And who is Tom Brady rooting for in that game? It's gotta be the Patriots, right?
No, he said he don't ask him to pick between them.
Yeah,
I think
he's
was the
not gonna
exact
pick.
quote.
That's
I
He's
don't
not
know
going to
how
pick between them.
Fox. I don't know how Fox
Is
doesn't
that
do
fucked
whatever
up?
they need to do to pick this game up, and then have Tom Brady announcing it.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
I don't understand that at all. It seems like Tony Romo is always, and he works for CBS, but he's always commentating on Dallas Cowboys games. Like, it seems like it
All the
always works
time.
out that way. But why? Why are
Or
this
even
this game
Aikman.
specifically? This game specifically. Tom Brady's first year out of the NFL, or sorry, second year, but the first time I think that the Patriots have played Tampa Bay
No,
since then. I'm like,
no,
why
he
isn't
should
he
be calling this
commentating on?
game.
Yeah,
Tom Brady should be calling this game.
yeah. So I'm looking forward to watching it. All right, so we'll move on to the World Series. So while we were enjoying Halloween, the Evil Empire on the West Coast
Yeah.
won the World Series in a stunning fashion. So the Dodgers started the season in Tokyo. They played the first game of the season, first series of the season, and then they finished it in Toronto. Played the last game of the season, the very last. Again, it went to 7 games. So through health and wealth, they win a World Series. Uh, and it was Will Smith who hit the game-winning home run, right? Or what ended up being the game-winning home run. And Will Smith is a homegrown Dodgers player. While he was drafted by the Dodgers and developed.
Oh, he's the one.
And nope, there's more than that, but the two that stick out is Clayton Kershaw. Obviously his best days are behind him, but he's also homegrown. And there are some others sprinkled in there, but they're not they're not on anybody's radar technically. They're role players. So, your reactions to again a game 7 World Series. I was happy it went game to 7 games. I love that aspect of it. And I'm happy for the Dodgers, man. They whether they bought and paid for it, they didn't break any rules to do it. So, how do you feel, Wally?
I think it was one of the best World Series, like from a competition standpoint, that I can recall. I mean, to have extra innings, back and forth, as tightly contested as I remember, just a great World Series. Good storylines. Having said that, I mean, I made no bones about it. I was pulling for Toronto. I didn't want to see, like, I have that same feeling. I don't dislike them as much as I dislike the Yankees, but I have the same feeling. I really didn't want them to win. I really don't like that team. Um, it might be because they fleeced us for Mookie, but I'm just going to be honest with where my emotions are at. And I don't like them, and I was rooting for Toronto, so whatever. It was a good World Series. It was a really good World Series. I enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed the games. I enjoyed the storylines. It was just a really well played, competitive World Series.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, usually if the Red Sox aren't in it, and sometimes even when they are, I'm half interested. But this World Series, for like the common fan like me, so fun. So fun. And even to see it, I was hoping for that Joe Carter moment for
Mm,
Toronto,
Me too.
yeah.
but it
Me
ended up
too.
happening for the Dodgers. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. But yeah, after Halloween was over and it was a great Halloween, I was watching, but I could barely stay up. I was like, man, like this is going, this is going late. So, what a fun World Series to watch. And yeah, it just kind of worked out this year, ways it normally doesn't work out. The timing, Halloween being game, all of it worked out well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more next year, more postseason games for the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Of course, that's all of our hopes, I'd imagine. But yeah, I love the World Series. I love the aspect. Again, the best players, at least the best player in the major leagues, is playing on a competitive team. It
Mhm.
really bothers me when somebody like Mike Trout or
I was just thinking Mike Trout.
pick anybody that you could consider, one of the better players in the game, and they're not on a competitive team. Now, that being said, I don't want all those players on one team either. But uh, again, the Dodgers aren't breaking any rules, and I think their process will somehow inject something in the commissioner or the changes in baseball to make it a little bit more competitive because there's no reason why it shouldn't be. And a cap would easily do that. You know what I mean? That they can't outspend everyone if everyone has the same amount of money to spend. So, and that's the only way you're going to stop it now and from happening in the future. But so the viewers for the World Series, 28 million was about the average at its peak. For Game 7, it was 31 million, or I think it jumped up to 32 million. So that's the most. That's definitely the most, more than the last year's NBA Finals games. So that's kind of surprising, definitely, as far as baseball and them injecting some change to try and gain viewership. It seems like it's done that, and I think it doesn't hurt that you got a guy that can lead the league in home runs that can also strike out 10 people in a game that he starts. So I think that's
Yeah.
definitely adding to some viewership. And then again, the market that he injects just being from the other side of the world, that definitely helps too. So
Yeah. You nailed it. You nailed it. Best player on the biggest stage is always going to put asses in seats.
Of course it will.
yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. And some asses are fine and some are not.
Some are not. True.
Anyway, all right, let's move on. Or anything left on baseball? Last final thoughts.
I'm excited to
Season's
see what
over.
comes. I'm excited to see what comes. The Japanese home run king just posted. He's coming over. He's a third baseman, first baseman, hits for power. Um, so I'm anxious to see what happens. I think that the Red Sox have a really pivotal offseason coming up. And if we supplement our team with the foundation we already have, it could be really exciting. We could compete with a team like the Dodgers.
Yeah, I'd like to see that the Japanese home run king hitting hitting for 82 games in Fenway, right? That short porch. I'd like to
Yep.
see that. Hopefully they make some moves that again get the fan
He's
base
gonna
excited. We're already
he's gonna
excited,
go
but
he's gonna go be the backup third baseman for the Dodgers, and they'll pay him $5 for the next 20 years, and then and it's all good. It's all good.
hey,
It's
if
all
you
good.
know
It's all
what, if I
fair.
were a ball
It's all
player,
fair.
if I were a ball player that didn't need money, I would take that contract just to be in LA. Have you ever been to LA? The weather there, it's amazing. People are nice.
No
I wouldn't
kidding.
want to play in Boston.
Listen to
Everybody
Wait,
there
you.
is an
people are nice
asshole.
in LA?
Listen to you, liberal, wanting to go to California. You goddamn hippie.
Oh,
And want to leave Texas to go to
I,
California, do you?
I wouldn't want to go
Holy
there for their
shit.
political views.
Oh,
Everything I talked about was either economical or, geological. Like it's a nice location. It's warm,
Walter, you missed
and
it. You missed it, Walter. But Nate is actually running the Gavin Newsom Facebook page,
okay.
specifically because of
Oh,
LA. So yeah,
he's
Isn't he running?
he
He's running for president, isn't he?
he's been crushing it
he's
on X
been
lately.
crushing it. It's been so funny.
Would you vote for him for president, Wally?
It would depend on who he's running against.
So that's a no.
It's
No,
not a
no,
no.
no.
It's
Well, if
not a
Walter
you're
brings
no.
up a good point.
It depends
that
on who
is
he's
a
running
no.
against.
That is a no.
No, it isn't.
Well, he'd be running. So you'd vote for a Republican, is what you're saying?
I vote for the best person for office. I don't need to be
Okay.
defined by political parties. You can't define me, motherfucker. Don't even try it. Ain't no letter after my name. I'm an American citizen and I'll vote for who I want to. You know what's
Well,
wrong
that's
with America? You know what, buddy? Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm
which
just kidding. I'm
political
just kidding.
party do your affiliations lie in, Wally?
I'm unregistered.
You're unregistered. Okay.
I'm an unaffiliated. Sorry, I'm an unaffiliated.
Ah.
I'm a yeah independent. I'm an independent. Is what they call it. Yeah.
All right. Well. All right. Are we ready? Well, can we move on to the Celtics now?
Let's do it.
All right, Celtics. They played tonight. I didn't see if they won. They were
They
down by one
lost.
going into the fourth.
They
They lost.
lost.
Okay.
They lost.
Uh, so it's not abysmal yet. They need to tighten up the ship. I thought I did. I was surprised because I've watched a few games. I was surprised that they are the number one defensive team with Kata on the floor. Does that surprise anyone else?
I didn't know that
Yes.
until you just said it. But yeah, that's surprising.
Yeah, the number one defensive team in the league, not in their conference, in the league. I could not believe that. Like, I wonder if the sample size is just too small, not the number of games, but maybe the number of minutes that he's playing. But I like his energy, but I wouldn't have guessed that they're dominant defensively on when he's on the floor.
Doesn't look that way, does it?
Well, they're not
No,
winning. So
no,
He's
and
getting a ton of blocks. I'll say that. He is getting a ton of blocks.
yeah, he's obviously affecting the other team in some way, right? I think you made a good point last week, Wallen, when you talked about or you asked the question, is Peyton Pritchard better coming off the bench or starting? We had a discussion on that. I think watching the last week play out, I think he just needs to come off the bench with some fresh legs. I think maybe he's using too much energy as a starter, so his shot's a little flat, or he just needs to get better conditioned, which is probably the real reason, right? It's only week two of the NBA season, so I expect him to get better, but I wonder if it would happen faster if he were coming off the bench, and I wonder if there's a better, defensive player to come off the bench to start. We first game of the season, that was the issue. Like we had the opposing team backcourt, who was also a rival, go for like 70. Like that that should not happen. Not happen at all. Somebody, whether it's Derek White or Jalen Brown, should be able to shot one of them down. But Peyton Pritchard is not doing too badly, but his 3-point percentage is down. He's shooting 21%. His field goal percentage is below 50, but he is leading the team in assists, which is obviously what you want to see from a starter. Hopefully, they lead in one statistic, but
Yeah.
they definitely have some, they got a long road ahead of them, but they could gel quickly and win some of these games that they're losing in the future. You know what I mean? So, what are your thoughts? Somebody start and then hand it off to the other.
I couldn't agree more. Peyton Pritchard, what is he shooting? I'm got his stats in front of me. 22% currently from three. That is not going to cut it. Obviously, he knows that. I'm not worried about him. I think he'll. I do worry that he's being asked to play a much bigger role than he's traditionally had to. Um, Jalen Brown's putting together a heck of a season. I think we are what I expected. We're going to hopefully get better as the season goes on, as we continue to acclimate. Hopefully, win a couple close games. I like Neemias Queta, but boy, oh boy, I don't know that he's our long-term answer at center. I hear what you're saying with the defensive stats. He gets a ton of blocks, but there are games where he just disappears.
Yeah.
So we are what I thought we'd be, to be honest with you, at this point in the season. I'm not overly concerned about it. I think this is kind of part of the course when you have to get rid of as much talent as we did. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit. It's going to take a little bit.
yeah, so I have all the faith in the world in Pritchard. That's my guy. That's my favorite Celtics player right now, currently going. I think he's just he'll figure it out. But what I just said though means a lot to me. Why did you offload so much talent? If you think JB can be a number one, then you should business as usual. I don't know. I forget what you guys talked about with the curtains. I think it's something with the curtain, but like spend the money. If you really think JB is gonna get you there, then you don't let go of Drew Holiday, or you try to find a way to keep Porzingis, even though he's gonna play 30 games out of 86. Like do something. So I think there was this sort of message that they don't believe in JB as a number one. Uh, but I think the Celtics will still be there, and hopefully Tatum comes back towards what's he tracking at March?
They're not really saying.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I mean, hopefully he
It
comes
depends
back.
on our number of wins.
But
Pretty
yeah, well, of
much,
course,
yeah.
Honestly.
right? So that's the idea. So if you really believe in JB as a number one, you keep your talent. You know Tatum's coming back. Like I do think that that says a lot about what they think about JB, in my opinion.
I think JB's playing as a number one right now. I mean,
He
he's playing
really
his
is.
ass off. He's playing some
Yep.
great basketball. He's playing efficient basketball. He's shooting a high percentage. Who's shooting threes at a high percentage?
Hmm.
Scoring. Like I'm very impressed with what he's bringing. He is not our issue this year.
No.
Not by any stretch of the imagination.
Nope.
Yeah,
So
I
why did
think
they? So that's my point, though, right? Because he is actually leading the team. He's doing great, and they let go of his support system.
We didn't have a
The
choice.
majority
Like
of it.
that's going to go back into the whole salary cap and being over.
Yeah.
Like they did not have a choice with Jason Tatum out. We weren't going to win a championship, so why keep on a bunch of aging veterans at high costs with long term implications? They had no choice.
Man, see, that's my point, though. Like JB's a number one. He thinks he's a number one. If you believe in him
Yeah,
as a number one, they do have a choice. And so, but I hear what you're saying. Like business side, I hear what you're saying. But man,
yeah,
yeah.
they just didn't
I
believe
feel
in
like
him
we
as a
should
number
have.
one.
I feel like we're really missing Al Horford right now. As old as he is, and even if he gave us 20 minutes, I don't care what the price would have been, even if it doubled because we would have had to pay luxury tax. Like he's a fan favorite number one, so no one in the seats is going to be upset that we overpaid him or whatever. But right now we could use somebody like him. We're thin. I shouldn't say thin. We're inexperienced in our front court, right? We if Kada is again getting the majority of minutes and he's a good defensive dude, but I'd like to see Al Horford right next to him and then see where we're at defensively with that combination. And I think his leadership abilities they speak for themselves. So I really wish I'm wishing now. When it happened, I was like, I mean, if gives him a better chance to win a championship, maybe for his last hurrah. But if they outbid us, they outbid us, and that's the only reason that he went to Golden State. But again, he'd still look really good on the floor for 20 minutes a night at a minimum, and that would be an upgrade compared to some of the other players that we got that's getting those minutes. So,
yeah.
yeah, hindsight's always 2020, right?
Always.
Yeah, they couldn't. They couldn't. I mean, it wasn't just monetary implications. You lose flexibility. You lose who you can sign as free agents. You lose even some draft capital. I think if you're like past it for X number of years in a row to the degree they were, like they were really limited in what they could do without having some serious like procedural
Right, but
implications
they
for their team.
they so let's say it doesn't it affects them in a way like the ripple effect is 2 years from now. You got the best free agent on the market slash not on the market that's just injured coming back. So like what do I need to worry about free agency 2 years from now if it affects me
And
signing one? You know what I mean? Because I
well, we
can
lost in the
develop.
second round.
Yeah, but I can develop the players that we have because we don't have another choice. These guys are gonna get minutes, and I can either move off them or again, I the scouting department is robust in a sense where they're not just scouting for the next draft. They're scouting right now for a new center. And that's the list of centers that are on the NBA payroll slash were at some point in time. Who's available? Where do we hold them as far as ranking them in our scouting department compared to the players that we already have? And like, again, it's robust, right? Or I hope that it is. This is just I feel like it's business 101 as far as how you evaluate talent, but I feel like if signing Horford again, this is hindsight, right? Because I do believe he would look good playing 20 minutes a game for us, and he would energize everyone on the team, including everyone sitting with their butts in the seats, right? So I would sacrifice one or two free agents because I look at it as one or two free agents that are his equal, somebody that's got 1 or 2 years left and that's it. And he no one can, even though he is of older, in age, no one can match, no one that we would bring in from another team or in free agency would match the energy that he can bring to the team and the venue. You know what I mean? So I would be willing to sacrifice that.
Uh,
Assuming again, the assumption is that we would be getting someone of equal that's going to give us 20 minutes that we're overpaying essentially or overbidding for and winning. But anyway, all right. You guys have anything else on basketball? You guys seen any? Oh, we haven't even done not one update or anything on Cooper Flag. What do you think of Coop? Wally?
Oh,
I mean,
that's
I
tough.
if I'm being honest, I haven't had an opportunity to watch enough NBA, so I haven't been able. I don't even know that I've watched any of his games. But I mean, I've seen the clips. Yeah, this Dallas team's going to be exciting. It's going to be an exciting team to watch. They're not starting off very well thus far, but they'll come around. They'll come around. I'm pulling up their statistics right now. Just so give me 2 seconds.
Yeah. So there
Uh,
was a report because I'm in Texas, right? But there
Yeah.
was a report that, again, like you just stated, Wally, the Mavericks aren't off to a good start. Cooper Flag was starting at point guard for them for a few
yeah,
games. That didn't work out well. And they're talking about like, one of their beat reporters is like, it's just like there's no pep in their step. There's nobody in the locker room that's a rah-rah guy that's getting everybody riled up. There's nobody listening to music, dancing around, like there's no fun. And I was just thinking like, one, it's the first week of the season. What do they have to, I'm sure some people in my opinion, most people listen to music and with their earbuds or headphones on and they're in their own vibe, not projecting it out on everybody else. But I just thought that was interesting. It's the first week of the season, and somebody's saying that the attitude or the vibe of the team is not upbeat. And like, I
yeah.
mean, we got a ways to go. Like, I think saving the vibe for the times when it's needed is probably that's probably after the All-Star break. Like this is the grind like to get to, within playoff contention pre All-Star game, and then again you see what you got, you see where your strengths are, and then after the All-Star game you just excel at those things. But I thought it was
Is
funny,
Kyrie
and
coming back this year?
I think he
A team
will. Yes.
this
Yes, I
team
think
needs
he
a guy like
will.
Kyrie in the locker room is what they need.
Yeah, for sure. They do. And they could use somebody like Al Horford, honestly. Somebody that is a leader. There isn't really Al what's his name? Davis. I can't remember his first name. The eyebrow. He's not really an alpha, at least not in basketball terms, on any of the teams that he's been on. Neither has Clay Thompson. Cooper Flag is a rookie, right? So They're they're probably just struggling for some leadership right now, but I
Yeah,
just wanted to get your take on how Coop's been doing. He's
I think he's
obviously
doing fine.
he's logging a bunch of minutes, so
Yeah,
I think he's in contention for Rookie of the Year. You know.
yeah.
Uh, all right. Anything else on basketball before we move on?
I got nothing.
Nothing. All right. Before I go to my topic, is there anything off of sports that you guys want to talk about? Something that you saw this week that you want to bring up?
Yeah. I think that I think that it might be again, I'm still a baby to this world, but it might be a bad idea if you are leading a country. Just a thought, um, to not pay out SNAP benefits, but to give billions of dollars to Argentina when you say that you are the man of the people, the man of America. I just think that might be just a little off message. I'm new to this. Just my thought.
Well, it goes deeper than that. Nate, do you still have a lot of friends still in the guard?
Yeah,
Do you have friends that are full time?
yeah.
So you have a lot of people like they're not getting paid now either, are they?
Uh, I mean, yes, they're getting paid.
Are they?
My retirement check got paid. All their paychecks are paid. Yep, absolutely. So again, this whole again, it's not a notion. Are federal employees like non-military federal employees not getting paid? Yes. But the guys wearing the uniform that put their hand up, their paycheck is hitting, which is that's what it should be doing. And again, this whole thing about the government shutdown. Well, like the money's already spent, fellas. Like the money's already allocated and spent. There's no reason why we need to stop everything that we're doing and argue about how the nickels and dimes fall and where they go, right? Like this has got this has got to stop as far as a total government shutdown. We can all agree that it's not productive. It doesn't do anybody any good. And we can definitely plan better, right? And we had a guy that was in the White House that was supposed to help with government efficiency, but I think he was fired. I don't know, that guy Elon Musk or something. But uh, he, I'm not saying it's him, but again, prior planning, right? We do this before we get to this whole thing. And again, it seems like politicians don't care if people don't get paid because they're just going to standing on business, all 10 toes, and I'm not going to budge. Like, again, the money's spent, the money is allocated. We're in a deficit, right? We already know that. We're overspending, unfortunately. So again, it's
Yeah,
just
no, Nate, I wish you were right about that, but unfortunately you're not. The money is spent, it's earmarked, but unlike a lot of places, like the three of us, if we ran the government, we'd go, hey, if we can't agree, let's stick with the budget we had for now, just to like get through it until we can figure out a plan. But the United States doesn't do that. So rather than stick with the budget that they had, they just shut everything down. It is asinine on both sides to do something like that. But the losers in this equation for this time, it depends on who's the executive person, right? So executive is Trump now. So, and Nate, I'm so happy that you're getting paid. Honestly, I think everybody should get paid. But the whole like let's not do SNAP, and then he's told to pay SNAP, so now he's going to the Supreme Court to say no, I shouldn't have to. After he goes out there and says, I don't want anyone to starve. Like is this like the emperor with no clothes or whatever that's called? Like, are we not seeing what I'm seeing? The guy doesn't give a shit. He doesn't pretend to give a shit. And so here we are.
yeah.
Just that's
Can
that's my
you
last thing before our next thing.
can you summarize what SNAP is and how somebody qualifies for it?
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. So SNAP benefits are based on there's a poverty level defined by the United States. And if you're below that poverty level, then you are able to qualify for certain benefits. And those benefits include, actually, it's also very dependent on whether or not you have children. And so then you're able to get benefits to make sure that even though you're not able to meet that mark, your kids don't have to suffer because of whatever it is that you can't do. Um, and so there's a lot of people that are working two jobs that still don't make enough money where they wouldn't qualify for that. So you still end up qualifying, and that's what SNAP benefits are. They're meant. The idea is to help somebody bridge the gap between what they're able to do right now based on circumstances and what their potential might be. And it's meant to make sure that if you have dependents, they don't suffer in the meantime. I mean, that's the idea. It doesn't always work that way, but that's the idea.
Yeah. Do you know what SNAP stands for?
No, I know it's food stamps, but Wally must know. Wally knows what SNAP means, right?
Oh God,
Oh,
I don't
sorry,
know.
Wally. Nope, nope. Wally's focused on something that's my fault.
No, I'm googling what
He's
SNAP
looking
stands
it
for.
up. Yeah, it's probably like supplemental. Yeah.
Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Supplemental
Yep.
nutrition assistance
To
program.
feed the children. Feed the children. We've all donated to that at some point, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bad call. I mean, again, from a political standpoint, there's a lot of things that you could not put money up against, and that's probably one of the things that you should not even consider taking off the slate. But for everybody's potentially everybody's benefit, that is a political figurehead. It brings awareness, right? So I don't agree with it. That's one like I'd rather them say like uh, I want children to be fed before my benefits are paid out. You know what I mean? So take my money, give it back to me when you settle everything. But
Yeah.
that just goes back to my first point of like this should all be. You're right when you said the money's earmarked. Where the money goes and who it goes to, what department it goes to, who gets the slice, who gets the quarter of it, how it's divvied up. We shouldn't be arguing about that or stopping paying people that are doing the things that need to be done, in the fields that they're in. Like our government should not shut down because our worker bees aren't getting paid.
Yeah.
Again, I'd love to see some sort of political something to change, right? We saw something about this week about term limits for
Mhm.
Senate and state representatives. I'd really like for them. The only way the government shuts down is if me, the guy that's standing on business, doesn't get paid. Everybody that's a representative, everybody that's a congressman, everybody that makes these decisions that should have agreed on these decisions before it happened, they're the ones that shouldn't get paid. The one that's recording, that's a federal employee that's in that room with them, that is recording all of the things that are being said. They should be paid, along with everybody else that is again the worker bees. The people that shouldn't get paid are the ones that make the decisions that can't make or come to an agreement, right? That
Yeah.
seems like that seems like common sense. I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I, why don't we implement those things? Is there any reason?
No. We should just, like I said, continue the budget before until you come up with an agreement and stop paying the people that can't agree, but they still get paid.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
All right. What was it? 2032? Chet or Bowen and Constant for president, right?
That's right. That's right.
Didn't we?
A Democrat and a Republican who will duke it out in
I
the
got
Oval
plenty.
Office itself.
Yeah, I got plenty of time to get a little bit more political savvy and learn the ropes, and then I'll be on the campaign trail, man. I don't probably not a campaign manager, but I'll be doing something. I'm ready,
Yeah.
man.
Love it. I love that.
What we need to think of a slogan. It's the word that's coming to mind is reform, but we need to come up with something around that. We'll maybe we'll have a. This is
I
the
got it.
teaser. We need
If
to.
if it's Tim and me, because Tim would agree with this, it'd be something like live free, but maybe not.
What about live free and reform?
We could go with that.
Huh?
We can go with
The
that.
What are
only
we?
constant is Bowen.
Ooh,
Ooh, ooh, I like that.
I
That
like
we could
that one
work. We
too.
could work with that.
Look at
We could
that,
work with
Wally. I
that.
thought you were asleep. Coming out with a
I'm
banger,
close. I'm
Oh,
man.
close to asleep.
Wally, by the way, two things quick. The haircut looked good. It looks like you're also like working out a lot, and you're in your king chair. Like you're MVP tonight, my friend.
Right in front of a fire. I'm living the
Have you
life.
been
The
working
problem
out,
is,
Wally?
it's warm. No, not
Have you been
enough.
working out?
No, no, no. I went to the doctor today. They told me I need to start, but I'm sitting in the room. It's really warm. It's nice. I'm cozy. I've had a couple beer. I'm feeling good. I'm about ready to call it a night, or I'm going to fall asleep
Nice.
here in this camera.
That's
All right,
that's
so we'll make this
acceptable.
short and sweet then. Shield AI is another technology company born from a Navy SEAL that wanted to do more things not necessarily within warfare, but to help warfighters, to help advance American ingenuity. So he has created a fighter pilot drone, which is all AI, doesn't need somebody to do it. It just takes commands. It is also a VTOL, which is like a SpaceX rocket. It is a vertical takeoff and landing. So if this is a fighter jet, I think it's also 24 feet in width, and I think it's only like 8 feet in length. If it's a fighter jet that can be put on a trailer and can take off without a runway and land without a runway, the biggest thing in warfare is one, you want to own real estate, of course, and then two, you don't want to have a big footprint, especially in this day and age with AI technology and drones, right? So a huge footprint is a runway and having the runway occupied and to hold that ground. So when you can take that out of the equation, when we're talking about air power, then this is a huge advancement and a huge luxury and it's crazy to me that this thing can take off vertically and land vertically. And it has an F-15 engine in it and it can move. It's subsonic, so it's not detected on most radars. But the big thing about this company is they did some trials in the Ukraine, right? That's where everyone's developing their technology. They're just literally asking the Ukraine, hey, can we bring our drones over here, test them, and then we'll obviously give you the use of and more assets, whatever contract they sign. So, but over there, if you're not aware, and what will happen in most geospatial areas when you go to war is most of our technology depends on GPS tracking, right? Our the simplest form is, or the most complicated is a nuclear warhead. Like when we hit the button to do it, it is using a GPS technology to track, as in move in whatever direction it needs to, and then impact in the area that we tell it to via GPS. So right now, all that whole spectrum of GPS technology is basically jammed in most cases wherever you're at in the Ukraine and on the front lines. What that means is if I have a drone, it's flying around, I tell it to go to these coordinates, it doesn't have access to a GPS to find the coordinates. So it kind of just does laps or it runs out of battery power trying to find it and then you know goes back to it can't even find home base because it's like it doesn't have a lensatic compass, right? It can't tell which way is north, which way is south once its GPS is jammed. So they used this. They obviously found this out through trial and error. They literally recovered their drone that had gone down because it was jammed through GPS, and then they updated software in it. And they are the first ones to have, whether they're being jammed or not, their technology can still execute missions. So, I mean, that's a huge deal, obviously.
That's a big
That's
deal.
one of those
Yeah.
things that we want to be able to do. No one can jam or like take over our AI assets. So,
No,
and again, it uses the same technology for predictive analysis in a AI capacity. Again, if it's flying, everything that it sees, it's analyzing every piece of equipment that's on the battlefield, every heat signature. It is all doing predictive analysis on the threat analysis combined with intelligence. So huge things in the AI community, at least over there. So what are your thoughts on something like this, an unmanned fighter pilot, or excuse me,
No.
an unmanned fighter jet?
Yeah, don't love it. I never loved that stuff. It means that there's a lack of a human component to the actual thing that's happening. So I'll never be a fan of like, because for someone it'll feel like playing a video game, right? Like you hit a button, this happens. Like never will love that.
I
Yeah,
mean, this is what's happening now. It's this drone warfare just on a larger scale.
Hmm.
yeah,
So I mean, you hear about the Russian-Ukraine conflict there. Ukraine's bombing the shit out of Russia with these drones. These are just bigger versions of that. Um, Except with the AI component is the scarier part to me. Like at least then you have men and women controlling the drones, the AI stuff, man. Like, I don't know. And I guess I got to get over that hurdle and understand this is the future. And if it keeps American lives uh, safe, then I suppose it's very much worth the investment and worth the technology. It's the next wave. I think it's incredibly effective, and also a little bit scary. It's a little scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have a friend that works for Boeing. Boeing up in Dallas, Fort Worth, and this company Shield AI is also there. And my friend works for what's called the Skunk Works for Boeing. I don't know if you guys have heard that, but they're the ones that developed the F-22 Raptors and the F-35s.
Yeah.
They developed the stealth technology. Like most of their stuff has been, again, developments in war technology that we use and implement daily. Uh, so, and they're losing a lot of people to the same company because of the things that they're doing. And to put it into perspective, like an F-22 Raptor costs about 115 million to purchase, like off the runway or off the showroom floor and onto our runway. This fighter pilot costs 28 million. So we can have more of them and there's less manned pilots. And also one of the things with the F-22 Raptors and the F-35s is the pilots need to go through so many steps to even be able to get into an F-22 Raptor and start flying because of all the technology that's in it. So there's a deficit of qualified pilots to the number of planes, F-35s and F-22s that we have because the training pipeline takes so long. Whereas again, with this AI fighter jet, there it's all AI. And again, I understand that there isn't a person in there, but there is not a it doesn't have access to the weaponry until we deem it necessary, you know? There's somebody on the keyboard that's clicking in the command, that's the kill command to engage whatever enemy that's identified visually by observation, somebody, a human being, right? Unless you tell it to. Again, if it's a static target, like let's say you wanted to take out a bridge to stop an incoming army from either escaping or invading, right? Then you give it that stationary target. It's going to engage that target. But also, there's parameters within the programming to like, are there threats on the bridge? Or I assess the threat on the bridge. If there's innocent human beings, we're going to make a pass or we're going to hold on until there isn't anybody there. And literally, the I I I just think AI obviously is best all around because it can do again with the predictive analysis. It knows where it is. It knows how long it would take if it fired, and it could see somebody walking across the bridge and it's not a threat because it's already done the math, meaning I can fire from here and that person will still be off of the bridge by the time that rocket impacts when I fire it from here because of the speed that they're walking. Now, what happens if they fire it and the person stops walking abruptly because they drop something out of their pocket and they bend over to pick it up and that delays them from getting off the bridge. But again, just the math alone, the things that it can do, it's amazing. I'm glad it's on our side. The technology, I will take all of it. Just like the discussion we had last week with Eagle Eye and the helmet that everybody on the ground will see, where again, it visually enhances, like literally the terminology is it gives the person that's looking through it superhuman abilities and perception, meaning again, the spectrums that I can't see with my naked eye, I have immediate access to and immediate feedback. So I don't need to see thermal infrared, but the AI is already seeing it through all of the lenses that it can show me, and it's giving me analysis back, and it'll tell me like I think you should see this, and now we're going to go infrared, and you can see that heat plume, or it'll tell me what the heat signatures are and what again assess that. What is it? Oh, it's a fire. Somebody's burning paperwork. Like it's not a big deal, but again, I like to see that stuff. I'm happy with it. America.
America, always first. Hey, Wally and I decided, well, I suggested, and Wally said a good idea, that I do a song of the week every week before the dad joke has to end it. But
Oh yeah.
song of the week this week is a song called Laughter Lines by Bastille.
Oh yeah. Are
Yep.
you singing it, or are you're
No, I'm just
suggesting
I'm
it?
just saying it, just
This
saying it,
is
in case
this
someone
is
wants to hear it.
Chet's vibe for the week and a recommendation.
Yep.
Should we play? Want me to play a little excerpt of it?
Yeah, you certainly can.
I'll try and find it, and I'll cut this out. And I don't know if you guys saw the ones that I posted. I was posting audio with it, like songs. Can't hear it, Wally.
No, we can't hear it, unfortunately.
Can
There
you
it
hear
is.
it
Now we
now?
can hear it.
I'll
There
have
it
to
is.
listen to it on my own. I'm not feeling it through Wally's computer microphone
Earbuds.
that doesn't have any bass or treble. It's
It's
just
it's 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 good stuff. It's good stuff. But now, yeah, dad joke is good now.
yeah.
What we
All right,
got?
dad joke of the week.
Yep.
A recent survey revealed that 6 out of 7 dwarfs are not happy.
I
That's the dad joke of the week.
really like that.
Yeah. Love y'all. Thanks for getting on. I
Love you too.
appreciate your
Love you,
time.
boys.